As soon as this news came out, if I was running a kids channel, I would immediately be looking for another job. Like, no word of a lie. I would be looking for something else to do. It's literally some of the biggest news on YouTube. Is it time for another one of my talks about how absolutely insane the kids side of YouTube is for making money? I sometimes wonder if there's a more profitable industry. Something like oil or like maybe like vape pens or something. But other than that, making videos for kids and toys is actually insanely profitable. Which reminds me, I just got this email. Hi, Devin Nash. Hi. Important changes may impact your monetization and content discoverability are coming in all bold letters. So here, I'll gyaza this for you guys. This is literally the most poop sock freaking scary ass thing you can read in an email right now. Important changes that may impact your monetization and content discoverability. I read the front line of that and I was like, well, you have my attention, sir. Whatever you say next. Like the person writing the copy for this email 100% understands exactly what I need, what I care about. They might as well said like, we are holding your mother and father in imprisonment. Read on to find out how to release them. It's like that level of attention. Starting today, all content creators are required to tell us if their content is made for kids in order to apply with the Child's Online Privacy Protection Act and or other applicable laws. To help you comply, we are introducing a new audience setting in YouTube Studio. Depending on the amount of made-for-kids content on your channel, you may set your audience at either the channel level or the video level. For those who are saying the channel level, it's just one click. The changes are required as part of the settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission and New York Attorney General. We know these changes won't be easy for some creators, and that required change is going to take some time to get used to, but these are important steps to take to ensure compliance with the law. Starting today, all creators are required to mark their content as made for kids or not made for kids on YouTube Studio. We will limit the data we collect on made-for-kids content to comply with the law. That means we'll disable personalized ads on this content, which affects the revenue for creators making content for kids, as well as certain features like comments, notifications, and others. You may see small changes as we experiment and refine our systems over the next few months. The changes are required as a part of a settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission. Regardless of your location, we require that you ask your videos to set for made for kids. We also use machine learning systems to help us find out if Karen's content is made for kids. If you don't set your content or we detect an error, we may set the audience for you. If you fail to set your content accurately, you may face compliance issues with the FTC or other authorities, and we will take action on your YouTube account. Holy shit. Do you have any idea how big this is? Kid content makes up like at least 50% of the revenue on YouTube. It is an insanely huge thing. This is probably the biggest news in YouTube history, I would think. It basically means that almost all of the made-for-kids content is going to be practically, for all extents and purposes, demonetized. As soon as this news came out, if I was running a kids channel, I would immediately be looking for another job. Like, no word of a lie. I would be looking for something else to do. It's literally some of the biggest news on YouTube. So to understand why this is so important, we have to understand what personalized ads are. So the way that so there's a concept called CPM. Most people know what this is, especially if you're on this channel. It's cost per mille or cost per 1,000 of something. So CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. An impression is loosely defined as a video view, but more importantly, a monetized video view. I.e., something that somebody watches an ad. Okay. So Google personalizes ads based on your data and shows you ads that are relevant to you. And because they show a person relevant ads, they can tell their clients who pay to advertise with them that their conversions will be higher. A conversion is a sale. So this is true, right? Because if I know that you like pink underpants, if I show you blue underpants, you're less likely to convert. But if I show you pink underpants to the audience that I know likes pink underpants, I'll sell better. Does that make sense? So the COPPA Act basically says that if you are marketing to kids, well, let's back up a little bit. So all these channels that do this, the amount of, you only need to open, like if we go toy opening Frozen, okay? This would I want you to understand while we talk about this, like how absolutely insane this is. Like how insane this is. It's unbelievably insane. The assistant opens surprise mailboxes with Elsa and Emma. This has 25 million views. This has 1 million views, 4.5 million views. This is an enormous 35 million views, right? This is an enormous category on YouTube. It is massive. Unspeakably massive. But it's not just a massive category on YouTube. It's also the highest CPMs on YouTube, meaning that YouTube will pay the top dollar for these advertisers because here's what happens. The kids, the people that are watching these videos are kids. They go on, they watch the video, and then they go to their dad and mom, and they say, buy me this Frozen surprise. I watched it on YouTube. I want it. And so the people that are advertising for these videos are getting insane conversions, which means the price goes up a huge degree. So what's happening, and all those ads are personalized. Okay, so now we can understand in the full scope of it what this actually means. These YouTube channels are making millions of dollars off of ads. All of this is disappearing. And I mean disappearing. It will no longer be there. Because the government says that you can't market to kids. They think that advertising to kids is unethical. Maybe it is, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. It's outside of the scope of this video. Or this talk, rather. The point is that there's actually a lot going into this, too. So it's not even just money, too. But also, comments and notifications are being disabled for these videos as well, which will affect engagement. So these videos are going to get far less discovery. And that's something I've actually heard nobody talk about, because I don't think a lot of people understand like how YouTube's search algorithm works. It took me a long time to understand it. But this also affects engagement as well. So not only will your videos not be monetized well, they also won't be discovered nearly as well, too. So effectively what this means is basically the end of monetization for advertisers that are making products for kids on YouTube. It would be pretty much absurd for anybody to make kids videos after this if you want to do it from the perspective of making a business. If you are a creator that is making kids videos, I would completely rethink your job. I would probably try to make some videos and see like if you can get demonetized or like what happens. But this is totally changing. Another option that you could do, and this is something I haven't heard recommended or anything, but you could go to Facebook, because Facebook allows monetization of videos and they don't have this clause, but that is short-lived. This is very short-lived. I think that eventually Facebook will have to be complicit with this as well. Facebook video just hasn't been discovered. It's just delaying the inevitable. So that is why the COPPA Act is so actually crazy. It will totally change everything. But Facebook is, I think, a temporary pivot that these channels could make, because Facebook advertising works really well. And the videos, I actually think that I'm getting really close to syndicating all my videos on Facebook too, if there's time, or hiring someone to do it. But eventually that it'll be the case here. There are tons and tons of, like, that's where all the kids are anyway. So They do watch YouTube, but they'll also watch Facebook videos. Plus, you can use Facebook's discovery. I think it'd probably be, I don't know, my guess would be like 6 months to a year. But Facebook should be compliant with COPPA as well. There might be some debate that because they're already under fire by the media, they might already try to be compliant, and they might update their video section. But people are kind of sleeping on Facebook from their video section. They don't realize how powerful it is. But that's how I get in front of kids and market right now. So this is a massive, massive change. And that more or less explains this act, I think. Now, there's some question as to what like YouTube will actually determine is kids' content or whatever. They're requiring you to flag your videos as it. And then, I mean, like reading from the email, we'll use machine learning systems to help us find content that is clearly made for kids. Do not rely on our systems to set content for you. For all automated systems, ours is not perfect. If you do not set your content or we detect an error or abuse, we will set your audience for you. If you fail to set your content accurately, you may face compliance issues with the FTC or other authorities, and we may take action on your YouTube account. So the FTC doesn't have the reach to actually attack individual YouTube channels for this, maybe the biggest ones, but I doubt they'll even do that. What will happen, though, is like the action on the YouTube account could definitely happen. So basically, like the hope of like children's YouTube channels is that they don't enforce this, but it sounds like it's going to be pretty crazy, and that setting yourself up for a setting yourself up as a